In the year 980 AD, Norway's rugged coastline stood as a battleground of shifting beliefs. Christianity, led by figures like King Harald Bluetooth, promised prosperity to converts, while those clinging to the old gods faced adversity. In a secluded fjord, a warrior named Leif felt the weight of his choice. The biting wind carried whispers of the past, urging him to remain true to his heritage. Leif gazed at the snow-dusted peaks surrounding the fjord, torchlight reflecting in his eyes. The wind clawed through his cloak, testing his resolve as he stood before the funeral ship of fallen comrades. Each breath hung in the air, a silent offering to gods now distant. The torch in his hand felt heavy, burdened with the memories of warriors who once fought beside him. Leif stepped forward, bringing the torch to the ship's edge. Flames eagerly licked the timbers, sending embers skyward like spirits reaching for the heavens. The fire grew, casting shadows that danced across Leif's face. Momentary warmth touched his skin, but soon the cold reclaimed its hold. Above, a raven circled against the darkening sky, its caw cutting through the silence, a foreboding omen. Beside him, a Shieldmaiden knelt, placing a runestone at the pyre's base. She traced a protective sign in the air, her breath visible in the cold as she whispered an ancient blessing. "The god's fire does not come without a price, Leif," she murmured, her voice steady. "But we have faced it before." Her words challenged him to remember the beliefs he once held fiercely. The fire devoured the ship, its orange glow casting dark shadows that stretched toward Leif like spectral hands. Each crack of wood echoed like the last breaths of a warrior falling in battle. Leif knelt, scooping ash onto his face, grounding him in the moment. The scent of burning resin mingled with the earthy smell of wet wood and sea salt, a tangible memory of those he'd lost. The raven cried out as it flew toward the gathering storm clouds, its call a forewarning of trials yet to come. Leif's gaze followed the bird, feeling fate's weight pressing down on him. The Shieldmaiden's voice broke the silence. "There are whispers that the time of Shieldmaidens is ending," she said. "That we must lay down our weapons, our faith. Adapt, they say," glancing at the darkening sky. Leif's voice barely rose above a whisper. "Do you ever question it? Do you ever feel the gods have turned away?" She met his gaze, flames reflecting in her eyes. "Yes," she admitted, raw honesty in her voice. "But I remember the gods do not abandon those who call upon them with true purpose. They demand we act." Her words reminded him of strength and belief. As the fire dwindled, the wind rose, whistling through the fjord like a mourning cry for passing old ways. Snowflakes began to fall, each melting on the embers with a faint hiss, as if the ritual itself was breathing its last into the night. Leif walked closer to the water's edge, feeling the sharp bite of cold on his face, contemplating the ritual's end. He threw his torch into the sea, watching the flame flicker desperately before the waves swallowed it. A final confrontation between fire and water. The sea absorbed the light, but the fire transformed. Smoke mingled with snowflakes, gray ash blending with white, creating a landscape of transition. The Shieldmaiden extended her hand over the dying pyre. "The rites are about what we take from the gods," she said. Her words settled in Leif's heart, each carrying meaning beyond the ritual. The gods' fire came with a price, but it also held purpose. These ancient ways were not just rituals, they were a way to endure. His choice was not simply with fate or the gods, but with the man he would become. Would he adapt or resist? The raven's cry echoed, not a warning, but a call.